Did you know there are countries where Catholicism isn't just a religion, it's a way of life that influences culture, governance, and even daily traditions? Stick around as we unveil the top 8 strongest Catholic countries in the world for 2025 and see how faith shapes nations. Welcome to our channel, where we explore fascinating stories from around the globe. Today, we're diving into the world's strongest Catholic countries. These nations not only boast significant Catholic populations but also deeply integrate their faith into their culture, politics, and societal values. From vibrant festivals to monumental cathedrals, we'll explore what makes these countries stand out. Let's get started. Country number 1. The Philippines is the largest Catholic country in Asia, with over 86 million Catholics. Catholicism was introduced by Spanish colonizers in the 16th century. Around 80% of the population identifies as Catholic. The Sinulog Festival is one of the most famous religious events, celebrating the Santo Niño. Holy Week is marked by solemn processions and reenactments of the Passion of Christ. Churches like San Agustin and Paoe are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Philippines is home to the University of Santo Tomas, Asia's oldest Catholic university. Filipinos often pray the Rosary as a family tradition. The Black Nazarene procession draws millions of devotees annually. Christmas season begins in September, making it one of the longest celebrations globally. Over 90% of children are baptized in the Catholic Church. Filipino overseas workers carry their faith worldwide, spreading Catholicism. The Simbang Gabi is a unique Filipino tradition of attending dawn masses before Christmas. The country hosted the 1995 World Youth Day, attended by over 4 million people. Churches often serve as community hubs for charity and disaster relief. The Pope's visit in 2015 saw a record attendance of 6 million people. The Philippines has over 2,000 Catholic schools and universities. Marian devotion is particularly strong, with many feasts dedicated to the Virgin Mary. Filipino Catholics are known for their hospitable and family-oriented culture. The faith remains central to Filipino identity, even in modern times. Country number 2. Brazil is the largest Catholic country in the world, with over 123 million Catholics. Catholicism arrived in Brazil with Portuguese explorers in the 16th century. The iconic Christ the Redeemer statue is a global symbol of faith. Over 60% of Brazilians identify as Catholic. The Feast of Our Lady of Aparecida, Brazil's patron saint, is a national holiday. Brazil's carnival has Catholic origins tied to the pre-Lenten season. The Church has a strong influence on Brazilian education and healthcare systems. Liberation theology emerged from Brazil, focusing on social justice. Afro-Brazilian traditions like candomblé coexist with Catholic practices. Brazil hosted World Youth Day in 2013, drawing over 3 million people. The Amazon region is a key focus for Catholic missions addressing indigenous needs. Catholic weddings remain highly popular in Brazilian culture. The Church played a role in Brazil's independence movement in the 19th century. Many towns and cities are named after saints, such as São Paulo and São Luís. Pilgrimage sites like Aparecida Basilica attract millions of devotees annually. Christmas in Brazil includes unique customs like the Midnight Mass or Missa do Galo. Catholic media, including radio and TV, is prominent in Brazil. The clergy plays an active role in community development projects. Catholicism heavily influences Brazil's music, art, and architecture. Despite modern changes, Catholic traditions remain deeply rooted in Brazilian culture. Country number 3. Mexico has over 77% of its population identifying as Catholic. Catholicism was introduced by Spanish missionaries in the 16th century. The Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe is one of the most visited pilgrimage sites in the world. The Virgin of Guadalupe is a national symbol of faith and unity. Mexican culture combines indigenous traditions with Catholic beliefs. Celebrations like Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, reflect this blend. Holy Week is observed with dramatic reenactments of the Passion of Christ. Mexican Catholicism played a role in the country's independence movement. The Cristero War in the 1920s highlighted the Church's struggle for religious freedom. Catholic education is widespread, with thousands of schools across the country. The Church actively participates in charitable work, particularly for the poor. Many Mexican towns are named after saints, such as San Miguel and San Juan. Catholic festivals often include processions, fireworks, and community feasts. Over 90% of Mexican weddings are conducted in Catholic churches. Churches like the Metropolitan Cathedral in Mexico City are architectural masterpieces. Priests are community leaders, offering spiritual and practical guidance. The Mexican government and church maintain a separation, though faith remains influential. Marian devotion, especially to Our Lady of Guadalupe, is a cornerstone of faith. Christmas and Las Posadas are significant religious celebrations in Mexico. Catholicism continues to shape Mexico's cultural and national identity. Country number 4. Italy is the spiritual home of Catholicism, as it houses Vatican City, the seat of the Pope. Over 80% of Italians identify as Catholic, though many practice culturally rather than devoutly. The Vatican is home to St. Peter's Basilica, one of the most revered churches in the world. Italy's Catholic roots date back to the early days of Christianity and the Roman Empire. The Pope is considered the global leader of the Catholic Church. Italian cities are dotted with historic churches, including the Florence Cathedral and Milan's Duomo. The Sistine Chapel, with Michelangelo's artwork, is a masterpiece of Catholic art. Christmas and Easter are celebrated with grandeur, featuring masses and processions. Catholic traditions influence Italy's family-oriented culture and values. The feast of Saint Francis of Assisi, Italy's patron saint, is widely celebrated. Pilgrimage sites like Assisi and Loreto draw millions of visitors annually. The Catholic Church plays a role in Italian politics and education systems. Italy has been the birthplace of many saints, including Saint Catherine of Siena and Saint Benedict. Marriages, baptisms, and confirmations are deeply rooted in Italian Catholic tradition. The Church promotes charity through organizations like Caritas, addressing poverty and immigration. Catholicism heavily influences Italian art, music, and literature. Sunday Mass remains a central part of life for devout Italians. Pope Francis, the current leader of the Church, has brought renewed focus to social issues. Italian festivals often blend Catholic celebrations with regional traditions. Catholicism continues to shape Italy's cultural and spiritual identity. Country number 5. Poland is one of the most devout Catholic countries in Europe, with over 87% of the population identifying as Catholic. Catholicism is intertwined with Polish national identity and history. The Black Madonna of Częstochowa is a revered icon and pilgrimage site. Pope John Paul II, one of Poland's most beloved figures, strengthened the country's Catholic faith. Catholic churches and shrines are present in nearly every Polish town. Christmas and Easter are deeply religious celebrations in Poland. The Feast of Corpus Christi is marked by processions through cities and villages. Catholic schools and universities play a significant role in education. The Catholic Church supported the Solidarity movement, which led to the fall of communism. Sunday Mass attendance is among the highest in Europe. Priests and nuns are highly respected figures in Polish society. Traditional Catholic values strongly influence family life and social norms. Marriages and baptisms are significant religious and cultural events in Poland. Polish Catholics observe All Saints' Day by visiting cemeteries to honor the dead. Catholicism influences Poland's art, music, and architecture. The annual pilgrimage to Jasna Gora attracts millions of faithful. Polish youth actively participate in World Youth Day and other global Catholic events. Marian devotion is strong, with many prayers and hymns dedicated to the Virgin Mary. The Church addresses social issues like poverty and immigration through charitable works. Catholicism remains a pillar of Polish culture and resilience. Country number 6. Spain has a long and rich Catholic heritage, dating back to the Roman Empire. Over 60% of Spaniards identify as Catholic, although practice varies by region. The country is home to famous cathedrals like La Sagrada Familia and the Seville Cathedral. Catholicism was reintroduced during the Reconquista after centuries of Muslim rule. The Spanish Inquisition was a significant, though controversial period in Catholic history. Spain is known for grand religious festivals like Semana Santa, Holy Week. Pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela is one of the most famous religious journeys in Europe. Catholic education is prominent, with many schools and universities run by the Church. The Virgin Mary, particularly Our Lady of Pilar, is highly venerated in Spain. Bullfighting and other cultural traditions are linked to Catholic feast days. The Church played a central role in Spanish exploration and colonization. Many Spanish towns and cities are named after saints. The Catholic Church remains influential in rural areas and small towns. Baptisms, First Communions, and weddings are major religious events. Spanish Catholic art, like El Greco's paintings, reflects the country's deep faith. Monasteries and abbeys like Montserrat attract visitors seeking spiritual retreats. The Catholic Church actively engages in social and humanitarian projects. Spain hosted World Youth Day in 2011, drawing millions of young Catholics. Despite secular trends, Catholicism continues to shape Spain's identity. The legacy of Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella remains deeply embedded in Spanish history. Country number 7. Colombia is one of the most devout Catholic nations in Latin America, with 70% of the population identifying as Catholic. Catholicism was introduced by Spanish colonizers in the 16th century. Religious festivals like Semana Santa are observed with elaborate processions. Catholic education is widespread, with many schools and universities affiliated with the Church. Catholic charities provide significant support for impoverished communities. Marian devotion is central, with Our Lady of Chiquinquirá as the patron saint of Colombia. Churches like the Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá are architectural wonders. Priests often serve as community leaders, advocating for peace and justice. Catholic weddings are an integral part of Colombian culture. Sunday Mass is a family tradition for many Colombian Catholics. Pilgrimage sites like Buga attract thousands of visitors annually. The Church actively participates in efforts to promote social harmony and reduce violence. Catholicism influences Colombian art, music, and literature. Baptisms and confirmations are celebrated with great joy and family gatherings. The Church provides education on moral and ethical issues in Colombian society. Colombia's Catholic culture blends with indigenous traditions in unique ways. Christmas is celebrated with novenas and vibrant community events. The Church has been a strong advocate for peace during Colombia's internal conflicts. Youth ministry programs are vibrant, engaging young Catholics in spiritual growth. Catholicism remains a cornerstone of Colombian national identity. Country number 8. Argentina is predominantly Catholic, with around 62% of the population identifying as such. Pope Francis, the first Latin American pope, hails from Argentina. Catholicism arrived in Argentina with Spanish explorers in the 16th century. The Basilica of Our Lady of Luján is the country's most important pilgrimage site. Marian devotion is widespread, with many Argentinians praying to the Virgin Mary. Christmas and Easter are celebrated with family gatherings and religious services. Catholic education is influential, with many schools and universities under church administration. Catholicism played a significant role in Argentina's independence movement. Traditional Argentine weddings are steeped in Catholic rituals. Sunday Mass attendance is common, especially in rural areas. Religious festivals often include processions, music, and local traditions. The Church supports charitable activities, particularly for marginalized communities. Catholic priests and nuns are active in promoting social justice. The Church has a voice in national debates on moral and ethical issues. Argentine art and literature often feature Catholic themes and symbols. Many towns are named after saints, such as San Juan and San Martin. Pilgrimages and retreats are popular among devout Catholics. Catholicism influences family values, emphasizing unity and tradition. Argentina hosted important Catholic events, including Pope Francis's visits. Despite modern challenges, Catholicism remains deeply rooted in Argentina's culture and society. And there you have it, the top 8 strongest Catholic countries in the world for 2025. From the bustling streets of Manila to the sacred halls of Vatican City, these nations showcase the enduring power and beauty of Catholicism. Which country surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories from around the world. See you in the next video.